Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another video. So today we're talking about fantasy basketball. Video I'm going to go over is guys that you could pick up on the waivers that could help save your season. So if you like content like this, please let me know in the like section or the comment section below. Let me know what you think. So fantasy basketball, with season's already gotten started, so draft's already underway about 2-3 weeks into the season. Let's say you started out poorly and you're looking for guys that could potentially come in and kind of help fill some needs for you. So here are some underrated guys I'm going to list that are under 55% rostered that could have a pretty good impact. They're not necessarily big name players, but these are guys that I'd like as sleepers that could potentially be good producers for your lineup. So what I'm going to start with is there's two different formats for fantasy basketball. There's the points format, which is basically you take all the stats, you combine them all together, and then you get a cumulative points score at the end, kind of like how they do in fantasy football. And then there's category sections, which is basically you're competing in points, 3 points, rebounds, assists, blocks, etc. And then you see how you do against your opponent, and then you stack it up as a score of being, say, 5-4 for the week or something like that. So I'm going to go over players in both formats. And these are guys that are honestly could be good in both formats, but I'm going to target the specific ones that I think they could be good at. So let's start with the points format. So there's 3 guys I'm going to talk about today that are good waiver wires to pick up. The number one guy that I like, if he is available on waivers to pick up, is Chris Boucher, forward center for the Toronto Raptors. So he's a guy that kind of been under the radar. He's been on the team for quite a while, been in the bench role, but now that they don't have Marc Gasol, they don't have Serge Ibaka anymore, and Aaron Baines, their new addition, is playing relatively poorly. Chris Boucher has stepped up quite a bit. He's currently 51% owned, and he's averaging 13.5 points, 6 rebounds, 2.1 blocks, and 1.3 threes. So this is forwards are very valuable in the points format because they're going to give you points, they're going to give you rebounds, which is going to give you a lot of added benefit. But especially when you have a big man who's also blocking shots at a high rate and hitting threes, this is a valuable asset out there right now. So if you see Chris Boucher in your waiver wire, he's a must-add. This is a guy that you have to pick up. Another guy that I really like who is doing the same thing relatively to a degree, but not as high of a rate, is Bobby Portis for the Milwaukee Bucks. Bobby Portis, a new addition to their team. He was signed over from the Knicks. So Bobby Portis is averaging 11 points, about a little under 1.3 a game, but he's also averaging 8.3 rebounds and 0.5 blocks. But the thing that I like about Bobby Portis is that he's coming off the bench, but he is outplaying Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is getting a little older, really not playing as well this season as he had in the past. So I could very likely see a scenario where Bobby Portis gets more minutes. They're going to give him more of a chance to shine in that offense. So this is a good guy to pick up. He's already been pretty valuable for me. He's on one of my fantasy teams. But I could see him potentially putting up more numbers as the season goes on because they're going to give him more minutes. And then another guy I like whose minutes I see improving is P.J. Washington. So P.J. Washington is a forward for the Charlotte Hornets, and he has really been playing better the last couple of games. So the Hornets, Cody Zeller broke, I believe, his foot, so he's going to be out for a while. The Hornets are experimenting with kind of a small ball lineup. They're using Bismack Biyombo as their center, but Washington is kind of fulfilling a forward center small ball role, and it's actually he's been pretty effective with it, especially in fantasy. 53% owned, 11.8 points a game, 1.1 threes, 1.5 blocks, and 6.2 rebounds. But his line from last night, and this is particularly effective. I'm going to pull this up real quick. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks. That's a great night, especially if you just picked him up on a one as just a stream for the day kind of thing. But I see this guy, especially as Zeller remains out and Bismack Biyombo continues to be underwhelming as he's been pretty much his whole career. This guy is somebody that I could see stepping up and really putting up some big numbers as the season goes on. So those are 3 must-add players, especially in the points format. And then the last 2 minutes of this video, I'm going to cover categories real quick. So this is for a specific need. These guys I'm gonna particularly target. There's 5 players I want to look at. So if you need points, Jordan Clarkson is a good guy to pick up. He's the point guard, shooting guard who comes off the bench in a Lou Williams 6-man role for the Jazz. He is averaging 16.7 points, 2.6 threes, and surprisingly he's averaging 4.2 rebounds as well. So Jordan Clarkson is really playing pretty well. He's only 44% available out there right now, so he's most likely available, but playing a big role for them, and he's really providing the offensive spark that this team is generally lacking throughout their roster. So I like this guy to continue to produce as the season goes on. If you need threes, Clarkson is a good guy to add, but especially if you need threes, these are 2 guys to look at. Duncan Robinson for the Heat and Bertans for the Wizards. These are guys that were pretty much drafted in most formats, but they were overdrafted, and a lot of guys are dropping them now. So these guys are now over 50% available. Bertans especially is even more available. But Duncan Robinson is still hitting 3.1 threes a game, and I believe Bertans is hitting 2.6. So if you need threes, take a look at the waiver and see if these guys are out there, because they're not necessarily going to give you a lot in the other stats, but they're going to give you threes, and might as well put them out there because they have the potential to go off for even more than that. So if you need rebounds or points, especially for rebounds, look at Enes Kanter for the Portland Trailblazers. Kanter is a guy who's not going to get a lot of minutes, but he's very effective in the minutes that he's getting rebounds. I believe he's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game, even though he's not particularly playing very much. Let me pull him up real quick. Yeah, he's averaging 10.9 rebounds, 10.9 points, 9.7 rebounds. He's 24% available, and not over a lot of minutes too. So good guy to pick up, especially if anything were to happen to Nurkic. He's had health issues before. Very good value getting Enes Kanter. And then another sleeper I like in the last few seconds of this video, Cole Anthony. Markelle Fultz got injured. Cole Anthony started a little slow, but he's a guy that could potentially come in and step up as the starting point guard for the Magic on a team that really needs some kind of offensive creation. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you all next time. Bye.